So what you want?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Alright, so hi everybody. Welcome back to our channel. We are going to look at something ridiculous and ratchet. Okay, let's do it. Okay, actually Kara told me about this video that's gone viral of this, I hate saying this word, baby mama. But this lady, and she has 4 kids, 4 different fathers.
I don't know. They don't really say.
Okay.
He said,
multiple.
he says daddy. So when you watch it, you'll see.
Okay.
I mean, it goes on, and then she does a double down.
So I'm sure. Okay.
About that video because she got a little dragged.
Oh, that's not on the original video. Oh, what's
this is
saying?
The original video,
okay.
And then I guess she put this video out because she was trying to expose him, and then it didn't really work. And I think a lot of men were like, you know, whatever, and maybe a few women, but then she doubled down. She did a car video.
Oh boy.
Where she then said, I guess I'm the villain because I tried to do
That's the second video.
That's the second
video.
video.
So I was looking, okay. So I haven't really seen the first one yet. I really haven't seen most of all of it, but it sounded interesting to me, so I'm going to watch this. I'm going to put this up here. I think the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And we can look at it together. Let me go back.
It's pretty entertaining and sad all at the same time.
Ratchet.
And there is a bigger story here than the actual ghetto-ness of this situation.
All right.
End, not his.
So let's get into the ratchet and the ridiculous. All right, here we go.
Every fucking day my baby daddy come here with one fucking meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids?
Those aren't his.
How come you can't feed my other kids at McDonald's though? Like that's bogus as hell. Like you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got 1 thing in there. I bet you he only.
Okay, so not his kids. Only
Right.
one is his.
Right.
The relationship did not work out. So mind you, this is what's happening. She dated this guy, made another baby with him. They didn't work out.
Right.
He only has to take care of the child that came from him. Now, his other kids are feeling bad because of you, not because of him. He has the right to only take care of his kids. Now, my question with this, before we get in, is where are the other fathers? Why is he now, you know, the baby daddy
He's
of
the father
these
of all
other
of
men?
them.
Why are you holding? I hope you're holding them
Accountable
to the same standard that you're putting this man. And why aren't you making videos of them?
The interesting thing to me so far is that she actually believes what she's saying. Like, she actually thinks that she's right. Okay, let's go.
I'm finna expose the out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody.
What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad
Them
about?
my kids, them your kids' siblings though.
So what you want?
My other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help him. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
This is amazing to me.
The audacity of this woman.
Can you believe
this is
the
unbelievable.
entitlement
of
somebody who not only this, and I could bet you those kids are listening to this.
Oh yeah,
I bet they're in the house listening to this because it's her big mouth. She probably talks like this all the time. But can you believe the entitlement of someone? Because she goes on, she's on welfare.
Yeah.
She gets her stamps and she's mad at him because she doesn't have money, you know, she doesn't have stamps yet. So now he has to take care of his kids. Now apparently he is coming every other day to bring food to spend with his son. So it's just like, can you believe though the arrogance and entitlement of somebody who's not exposing all of her baby daddies, just the one, because he happens to show up. The other ones are probably in jail, gone, dead, something like that. But it's just, it makes me angry because this man's taking care of his kid, but whatever.
But what's bothering me more is that we already know the stereotype that black women get. We already know the stereotype that said this is it. and she's making a stereotype true.
But we also
right now.
understand that when women have kids and they're single mothers, they get praised. And this here is what gets praised.
Right.
Then black men in general, like black men get the worst Father of the Year award.
Yeah.
All the time. And
This
here's
is-
one that's coming here to spend time and take care of his son. And he's being, and not only that, his attitude is just like, what? He's like, come on. He's like, he's thinking she's kind of like playing. He's like, come on, get away. I want to spend time with my son. That's what he's like.
Yeah, I also think that he's not as hyped as she is.
He's like, why are you videotaping this?
He's like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? She's not about to expose you.
But her, and anyway, it's just, it's
so sorry.
annoying.
He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. Why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring, so when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound f***ing dumb.
How is that shit dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at?
Right.
Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. Them your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all.
Lisa,
How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's?
So
You know I get
take
food
care of
stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do I
Yeah,
look like? I bring
they're
my-
his
I
siblings.
bring him
You
food.
knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f- I did.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They not my kids.
I have something
Okay,
about
but
that.
you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me?
Because I'm exposing everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
He called her
No,
silly.
that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that shit.
Listen what you
He can't
said.
eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I can maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the f***? You all like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings though.
That is,
Wow.
stop saying it. Remember you kept saying that at
Oh
the
my
meeting?
God! Stop!
Stop
saying
saying that.
that. Stop saying it out loud, lady. You are sounding so dumb. Oh my gosh!
This is angersome to me. This
sounds
infuriates
dumb.
me because when I first saw this video, the way that she's acting, and first of all, if you have food stamps, why aren't your kids eating?
Why?
And then this man graciously just said, and I believe him, he said, if you had had 1 or 2, maybe I would. But the truth is you got like 3 of these kids. Where are their fathers?
Right.
Exactly.
She's exposing herself.
This is what we call career baby mamas.
Yeah.
Women who just have kids
Yeah.
and make children all the time, and they expect the whole world to feel sorry for them. The government, men, and everybody just to feel sorry for them. She'll get Mother of the Year. But I mean, I can bet you when Mother's Day comes around. It's all Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day to me. I bet she's one of those. Actually,
I actually
him.
like the way he's handling this. It's not. He's making some valid points
He's
here.
not cussing at her.
Yeah, but the one
Really?
thing that he's doing is that the funny part is that she's like, I'm here to expose you, and the truth is that she's exposing herself.
Yeah.
She's exposed. She's completely embarrassing herself, and she doesn't even see. She doesn't even see it, y'all.
No.
She's just going off, and this is.
That's what you gonna go with. That's the one you gonna.
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
They my. So that means.
Yeah.
I take care of them.
So don't.
Where's
No,
the-
I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't never bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Your babies.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel a way about eating, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the
Send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't even got eat for his brother.
yes,
Bring him to the car. Eat with me.
No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here.
Bro,
Give it here.
Kids,
Give it here.
You sound stupid.
Dumb.
She threw.
He ain't eating this.
Wow.
You.
Why would you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish as a like you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that shit. Dumb.
Take care of him anyway.
Dumb. He not finna do that. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. Bye, stupid.
So, I mean, Like,
Wow,
that infuriates me. It angers me
food.
because she, first of all, threw food that could have been given to her child. He said, just like what I thought, I can understand what she was saying when she's saying, you know, what's it going to look like when my son eats?
Whose
with the
fault
other
is
kids.
that?
Now, it is her fault that those other kids aren't eating, but he did say exactly what I was going to say, was, okay, then maybe he should go in the car with his dad and take a little dad trip
and then
around the thing and spend some time with his son.
Yeah.
Or he said, we can go into his room.
Because he suggested that.
He suggested that. She doesn't want that. She wants him. That's how you know that she didn't really want him to spend time with his son. She wanted him to come over with money.
Yeah. She's everything that's wrong with the image of black women. She's everything that's wrong with the image of black women. There's a lot of different types of black women out there, and some vary from very high class, upstanding, good character, good manners, and behave well, all the way to this mess.
And she's learned over the years.
And this is I'm embarrassed. I'm actually embarrassed. Have y'all ever been embarrassed of something that's part of you in a way, you know, in your group, and then you're just humiliated by it? Like, it's because I'm a black woman and she's a black woman. I know that we are two different type of black women, don't get me wrong. But there's it's an automatic embarrassment that I have when I see black women behaving like this in general. Just the way she's behaving, her mannerisms, the way she's talking, the way she's acting, the audacity, like the audacity this woman's having, telling this man to pay for all her other kids that she chose to have with all these other men.
This is what happens when the government pays welfare too much and the breakdown of the nuclear family. This is what happens. We created this. This is America created a woman like this. This is only one. There are a lot of women. Because you see the next video and she looks just like exactly like they always look. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's like she actually feels like a victim. Yeah. She feels like her kids are victimized. And there's always this sob story, you know what I mean, about, you know, when women overextend themselves with children. And baby daddies. And this is why I hate that word, because it trendy. It made it all trendy, and it made people think, oh, my baby dad.
Well, don't you think it's glorifying
the breakdown of the nuclear family?
Quick, also, I think that this is a generational thing, because you can tell just by the way she's behaving that this is a generational thing. And I say that because she doesn't even see there's something wrong. No. With the ways that she's reacting to this and how she's handling this, it's like she doesn't even see that there's something wrong. So that says to me that this is generational. Right. The mama's been like this, grandma's been like, I'm not going to put money on that. I'm just going to, it just seems like a safe bet though, that she's seen this. And she was probably a child that saw this and grew up to be this. Because the fact that she's not even recognizing how ludicrous, and it's almost like it's so humiliating that she doesn't see that she's the one that's doing the wrong thing, it just shows me that she was taught the wrong thing. I want to say this. When I saw the thumbnail of this girl, the first thing I thought was, oh boy, she has her hair done, her nails done, her makeup's done, she got eyelashes on, she got the weave in her head.
So this coming out of taxpayers' money to feed your kids. You have no business going to go get your hair done, go and get your nails done, buying eyelashes, a face full of makeup. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure she's got new clothes on. Yeah. I'm sure she's doing all that. She's driving around in a car. And so, this is the problem.
This is it.
So, the whole world is basically bashing me right now. Because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy. Because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them, and they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty.
Okay. That's enough.
The video does go on. I don't know. She goes on to say that sometimes he still comes over to have
we'll
sex.
watch all of it.
No, I mean, we don't have to. But there is a part of the video where she goes and says sometimes he comes over to have sex with her sometimes.
You mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's, though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then. Period.
Okay.
So he still does that.
Oh,
sometimes.
that's interesting.
But that still makes no. What are you, some kind of prostitute? As long as you have sex with me, you pay for my kids' food. You know what I mean? It's like, why don't you just stop? Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a question from a video we're gonna be doing next that that's not even about this, but at the end of the question he says, "What do you envision as a positive motivation for young black female women, black females, as you know, as because we're older black? What this? Not this. Don't. I'm gonna tell you what I envision for a young black. Don't be her."
I hate going back in time, but I just want people to understand the black community in the 50s, in the early 60s, and, you know, the 40s and all that. Okay, with all the racism that we had to endure and all the disadvantages we had, really, we were still owning businesses.
Yeah.
We were our nuclear family was intact. There weren't very many, as Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams said, that they were kids in the Depression.
Yeah.
So
single parents was
they
really,
said in the black
rare.
community, as poor as he said, as poor as we were, he said, me and Walter Williams say it all the time. We were very rare. Even in the ghettos, there was always a man in the house. And there was a woman in the home, and the kids all had the same parent. He's like, that was very, very rare for people to live like Thomas Sowell and Walter Williams. And he was just like, and now you fast forward to the end of the 60s, and LBJ hits this war on poverty, and he starts trying to give people welfare and stuff like that, to knocking on doors in the black community, telling the black woman, if you know, as long as you don't got a man in the house,
her,
you know,
the government's her husband now.
Right.
That's her husband.
This is what, like I said, if you watch the movie Claudine, it really does kind of explain
how it works.
You know what I mean? And so that was the late 60s and 70s. Now, fast forward to 2022, and those women from the late 60s are now grandmothers.
Yeah.
And this is their offspring.
Right.
And this is by design. This was meant to happen.
There's some times where I see young kids, like, you know, I don't know, 10, 11, you know, like young girls, and I see that they're already emulating the behavior of their parent. It's always this ghetto, ratchet kind of attitude parent, and all I could think when I see this young girl is, or even boy, but in this case young girl, is that you're not even giving her a chance. She literally, she has, I mean, like, it's almost as if, and there's always hope. So you always got to hold on to hope. But isn't that sad? Isn't that sad when we're just holding on to hope for the young kids we know that are having parents like this? Because you know the
this is it.
The probability of them being her.
The probability of her to being different.
I mean, it's so low. High.
I mean, for her being different, it's so low. That's
no, the rehabilitation for women like this is almost non-existent. They usually just stay this way for the rest of their life, and they create people. And they become this. And it makes me really, I'm embarrassed, but it also makes me really sad for her kids. Because, like you said in the beginning, I know that
they see her do this all the time.
If they don't see her right now doing this, they have seen this conversation a gazillion times.
And I don't know how old she is, but she don't look that old.
She don't look that old.
And she got 4 kids.
Yeah.
And she's all by herself. And you know what I mean? And the thing is this is her calling card. That's why, like, on that next video where she's in a car, she's all decked out, because she knows that if she doesn't put that weave in her head and she doesn't put those nails on, that she can't go find another guy that she's going to hook. Yeah. And to pay for all of this stuff. You know what I mean? And this is, we breed these women and men, though, because if he's still having sex with her, he's being stupid too. But let's just stick to the point of exposing a man for taking care of his kids and then throwing food on the floor.
And she's gone viral. It's not like only a couple people. No, she's gone viral. So it's not like it's her immediate friends and family saw this, like everyone did, and now it's like a backlash against her. And you know, I feel like she deserves the backlash.
Yeah,
she deserves every little bit of backlash that she's getting. And I have to say, like, even like I don't know the background of the man, but I'm on curious. I'm only sticking to what I'm seeing, and his demeanor alone, his demeanor alone is showing me that he picked the wrong one.
He even called her silly. Like, get out of the room. Like, he's like,
silly.
come on, stop. I want to go see my son. I don't want to do this right now. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't even really cuss at her. She was the one, you stupid motherfucker. So you know what I mean? So it's just like, you're trying to, also she's trying to poke the bear. She's trying to make him lose his cool. And he really didn't.
He walked away.
He really did the right thing and walked away. You know what I mean?
I've seen situations where the walk away doesn't happen. Where the ghetto ratchetness starts happening on both sides, and so that just escalates the situation. So the fact that he was able to just kind of walk away from it, you know, like that's admirable, you know, because a lot of people couldn't do that. And the face effect, especially since she has a camera in his face and everything, like he can really, because he walked up like, why do you have a camera out?
He's like, why is she there? Because I'm exposing you.
Girl,
that's what she said.
Honey, if you have exposed yourself in the most embarrassing way you could possibly expose yourself.
And like, because what I'm saying is when I'm referring back to the mid-century, I'm not doing that because I don't realize that things have changed. What I'm saying is that there was a time when we had more standards.
But you know, the interesting thing is that what we have is that we're able to pinpoint where it went wrong.
Yeah.
And that's with the welfare stuff. When the welfare thing started coming up, this is where it went wrong. We were able to pinpoint it. And then people start losing their class.
Like, I know it's like a weird thing to say, but you know why? Like, I was watching, there's the, you know that show Reba? So Reba, the show was mostly about the fact that her teenage daughter was pregnant. And in the first season, they talk a lot about the fact that the school did not want her in the school.
Yeah.
They didn't want her in the school because in that, they live in Texas. So it's a more conservative you know, town. They looked at that as an embarrassment to their school. But more so than anything, it's not that they don't care about her. The problem is that they don't want her to influence other girls.
Yeah.
And now, when I was in school, there were all kinds of pregnant girls.
Oh, yeah,
walking up and down, you know, walking up and down hallways. Because in black schools,
it's okay.
It's okay. It's not a thing. It's, you know, the Reba that show was in the early 2000s. That show. So when I first watched that show, I didn't really see the big deal about her daughter being a teenage mother because I'd been so many in black community for so long.
Right.
But in the white community, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's particularly upper middle class, which is where that, as far as that show is concerned, that was upper middle class Houston. You know what I mean? And that is not something that's normal for them. And so the way that they keep those kids in order is that they try to make sure if something like that happens, that they talk about her future in the school because they don't want other kids to be...
Because kids are impressionable and they also want to mimic and stuff. Yeah. So we obviously don't care anymore.
So morality has gone out the door and we have now... I can tell you that if we don't... If even as Americans, I'm not even talking about just black people. As Americans, we don't get ourselves in order, and we stop trying to make the government fix everything for us. Yeah, we are going to have a huge like Big Brother situation.
I just feel like things need to be. This is why I think things need to be more conservative, anyways, to counteract this situation. You know, I mean, like I know that sounds what's the word? That sounds extreme. You know, but I do think there needs to be some conservative values placed in this country specifically to counteract this. Because I think that if we get more conservative people, and I'm not talking about politics by the way, I'm talking about just in general. Yeah, the way you behave conservative. I think that it's going to, I kind of shun, in a way, people that are like this. And so I know like in other countries a lot of people don't do things, they have things wrong with their countries, they don't do things like this specifically because they know that there's something socially is going to happen to them, a disgrace. So most of the people in other countries, when it comes to morality, they kind of go the right direction with that because they don't want to be shunned by their communities. And so it's because of that kind of conservative, I'm not going to let my community turn into this, is why their citizens don't behave like this. So it can't, in a lot of other countries that are conservative, it won't get out of control. So what's happened in America is that this has gotten out of control, and we have allowed women like this, and men too, to behave in this manner, and they have now raised children, raised children to be like this, and now it's completely out of control.
Yeah.
And so there is no. I feel like this was always going to go downhill, and it's just getting kind of worse. Now we're introducing a lot of other stuff where it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Even liberals back in the 60s were conservative.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
Martin
were.
Luther King, Malcolm X, both conservative.
The country
You know
was
what I mean?
conservative.
It was
at the
mostly
time, yeah.
conservative, but
Right.
our social
Yeah.
world was much more. You know, you didn't go outside and just see women walking around with basically underwear and call them shorts.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, it is very. It is the bigger problem with this is the simple fact is that she thinks that what she's doing is right.
That's what
And
jumped
so,
out to me.
if she thinks that, it means just before she did this video, she probably talked to a lot of her friends, and she probably was running her mouth about it, and they probably encouraged her to go ahead and do it. And she thinks that what she's doing is correct. What she got was a harsh, you know.
And I'm happy that happened because you know what that was? That's what I'm talking about. That's the public disgrace. You see what happens? She's been publicly disgraced now. Eventually what we'll have is the effect of people growing up to not be that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
even,
want to get exposed like that, so I'm not going to be that one.
And that was the problem with
know?
the show Reba, is that she was showing, but that first episode, what they were trying to show was that the school does not, the school, it sounds sad to tell a girl that you have to go to another school. But what the principal is trying to make the point of is that we can't have, Cheyenne, the girl who plays Cheyenne, she was popular at that school. But, you know, it's just like, there is some public shaming there. Sure, there are some single mothers out there who have men who don't ever come to help them. They might be in jail. I mean, my father, he never came back. And my mother didn't try to get child support. I think she tried it once, and then she was just like, I got to move on from this. I'm sure there are women, though, that were watching her and thought to myself, girl, this guy's over here trying to help you or child. You know what I mean? They're probably thinking, my baby's father never comes around. And now here you got a man who's actually trying to be you wrong.
Right.
The saddest part is that I think that a lot of women who, after they have one or two children with men that they're not married to, I think that they almost start to believe that that is all they're worth. And that's why they just go ahead and have sex with any man that they want, because they kind of feel like, well, I'm
not worth it anymore.
I'm not worth it anymore anyway.
So they're out of control.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you have 6 kids.
Right.
Because you don't know where to stop. And I'm just saying stop.
They can't ask for... even though she was kind of entitled, I bet in her regular life, she doesn't ask men to be any better because she doesn't feel like she's worth any good man.
Right.
So she's going to take street guys.
Yeah.
Guys who aren't doing much in life, selling drugs, probably in and out of jail. You know what I mean? And what happens is that the sad part is what happens is that they just have children, and these kids, it's like a revolving door. These kids are going to be just like her.
So let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate that. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.